it's great hearing about your life and everything. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about your background and your spiritual, sort of your background with your spirituality and how it's developed over the years.
Uh, it's an interesting question. I remember that I was start thinking about something spiritual when I was a kid. Yeah, I remember those days when I was in home, in my parents' home, and I was looking into the dark night outside my window and was thinking about what is waiting me in my life. And it was so long ago. So, but then I remember I was trying to formulate or put between myself and the future a few targets and understand what are my priorities. Well, I remember one of my priorities, I had 3 or 4 probably priorities, but one of my priorities was to be spiritual, to understand what is or who is God, and to study philosophy or something like this. It was, I remember this clearly. It was one, I don't remember was it on the first place or second, third, but right now it's for sure on the first place. Yeah. It was long ago, but then when I had a chance, I start following this path. I remember that I've got a few books on psychology. I remember I start reading Sigmund Freud or
Yeah.
Jung, someone else from the psychologists. Then I find out Platon book. Then I don't remember what else. And later.
And you grew up in Kiev?
Yeah. No, actually, I went to Kiev when I start my university studies. So, but I grew up in Sumy. It's a regional center in Ukraine. Yeah, my parents still live there. Yeah, I'm remembering this place, and it's funny stuff. But this place always, not always, but very frequently, I have it in my mind or in my dreams. I still remembering it. So yeah, but this is not related to the subject. But yeah. And what also I can remember that I was studying in a musical school. I was playing guitar, and my teacher, it was a woman, and once she told me something, I don't remember, was it related to studies or to the health subject, but she told me, "Oh, Anton, you don't know what it is Tao. You even don't understand what it is." And then after a while I said, "Oh, maybe I should check what it is Tao."
Yeah.
It's an interesting subject. Yeah. So it was...
So did you get a degree in music?
Musical school, yeah. It's
like a college?
Lower level of musical degree.
Uh-huh.
So it was really clever experience, especially when you play with someone together in an orchestra. It's really amazing feelings. I think so.
So you played classical music?
Yeah, I was playing classical music, guitar, and another string instrument.
And then how did you find the Urantia book?
Later, when I moved to Kiev to study electronics in university, my girlfriend, she brought a book. This was Drunvala Melchizedek. If you know this esoterical book, and it was so interesting to read it. So I started studying different esoterical literature. Yeah, I was reading a lot. I remember those days, but then I was reading different books, including Castaneda, etc. And then at some point you understand that everything that you have read, or the new book you got, it already has something you read before. So the new book is just a repetition of something you already have. So many books just repeat another books. I mean, esoteric books. So then there are other kinds of books, in my opinion, like books, for example, Blavatsky. So she's writing complete nonsense, per my understanding. It's like something that they compile. I don't know why they should compile such hardly constructed constructions. So it's really hard to understand. But then one day I thought, so I need to find a. I was in a situation in my life when I was looking for the job, and I was just walking down the street, and then I remembered, oh, there is a esoterical shop nearby, and I went downstairs and went in, and then I read an ad. They were looking for assistant to assist some esoterical courses. So yeah, so I applied. I called them, and I went to interview. They interviewed me, and so I started helping other guy. He was like organizer. He had few instructors, few teachers. So they were like they had a separate master courses, meditation and visualization. So I was helping to organize those courses for maybe a few months or half of a year. Yeah, it was interesting because I was able to attend them. I was able to learn some meditation practices and some visualization techniques. Even this breathing, how it's called, you breathe, and then you change the body. Your body feels itself different. Then you might have an inspiration or revelation. So it's a specific psychological technique. Then once after such a course, I found out Urantia Book. It was only a cover from the book, but it was laying on nearby the window. So I remember I took this cover on. It's a beautiful, super cover with a blue book with a tree, or I don't remember what it is, sun shining and Urantia name on it. So then I was interested. I write down the phrase
Was it a Russian book?
It was in Russian, yeah. And then later, a few days after this, I went to the major, really big book market in Kiev, Petrivka, and I bought a book. I got it. I started reading it. I became immediately addicted. So,
What was it that? What was your experience of reading it like, or what made you addicted, so to speak?
everything. But especially I was addicted because right now I can understand this and explain. Those days I was just reading it. But right now I usually say like it has strict logics in it. So very few esoteric books has so strict and understandable logics. So this book definitely has the logics.
Yeah.
And it has so many details. It explains everything in detail. And it was explaining the God. So it was explaining universe. It was explaining ascending path, ascending career. It was explaining Jesus and his life and teachings. So it was everything you need to know, you want to know in one book. And yeah. So
And did you find many other readers in Ukraine? Or how did that go?
this instructor or teacher who was presenting the book in his courses. He was the first person actually who introduced the book to me. So he was, but he was just briefly mentioning about the book at the beginning of the course, and then we start with visualization practices. So yeah, there were some readers inside this community, but they were mostly focused on meditation techniques and visualization techniques. They were mostly interested in changing, influencing the body, influencing the situation or life around and environment through these techniques and these knowledges. But the book itself was not so interested for those people. At least I think so.
Yeah.
But then later, the most interesting part began. I was looking for the other readers in internet. So, for a while, for probably 2 years, I was reading it alone because it was shock for me that all this information is present and it's available. It's free. You can find it free in the internet. So I was shocked. I was amazed. Then I decided for myself to read it from the beginning till the end, and then after I will finish reading it, only after this I will start to move further. So yeah, I was reading it for the 2 years. It was in my bag.
What years was that? Around what year?
2005, 6, 7. Yeah, there were very interesting events happening those days in my life. I was traveling a lot inside Ukraine and outside. Yeah, interesting people I met. But I was sometimes I was speaking about the book with different people, but actually very few were interested, and probably no one was interested in a book like I was. Yeah. But then, after I finish reading it, I start looking for other readers. in Ukraine, and I found this guy. You remember?
Yuri, yeah.
So Yuri was also interesting. A man, specific man. Yeah, but he was very active, and he was also very, I would say, maybe too much inspired by the book, and he had his own opinion about the book and his own opinion how it should be spread and distributed in Ukraine especially. But he was a driving person, and he did a great job with connecting the people around the book. And
Yeah.
finally, after a few months, or I don't know, maybe 1 year even, we had a few meetings in Ukraine, and then we decided to gather a group and contact Urantia Foundation. So we wanted to, and Urantia Association International. So we wanted to organize a group in Ukraine, actually Ukrainian Urantia Association. Yeah, that was how it started. We were gathering the number of people needed to do this, and then. But before this, you came to Ukraine and met him.
And you said you've also been kind of involved or supporting there's work on a Ukrainian translation.
Yeah, but this started after.
Yeah, I think Yuri said that there were some papers translated. He was wanting it to happen back then too, but it was maybe in a very early stage.
One of the readers we found, we contacted, and then he came to visit us, was Andriy from Lviv. Andriy is a very clever man, and he has his own story. Richard interviewed him in Berlin. So Andriy and his sister, they started translation those days actually. So they had some documents translated even those days. But from my point of view, the problem with this translation is that it's like a closed translation. So Andrey's sister Oksana, she's living in Toronto, and she's translating Urantia book to Ukrainian language mostly alone, on her own, with Andrey's help. But Andrey is a very busy man, especially right now. So she has her own view, I believe, on translation, and the problem is that if you want to contribute, I believe you should have a chance to contribute to translation. Anyone should have a chance to improve the translation of Urantia book, because like English text, it's like a constant. It is how it is. It's an original text, but the translations can be improved, and translations are always different. They always like living bodies. I don't know. They may be improved with language improvement. They might be improved with some social changes, for example, new understanding, new ways of expressing something in a specific language. So you should improve the translation, probably.
Yeah.
That's why a number of persons, in my opinion, should be involved in this process.
Mm.
So maybe I should ask and contact Oksana again. I should do this. I'll do this, and we should have a chat about this, because we want to have it.
Yeah, work together. Do you have any thoughts about how the Urantia book has had an impact on your life or changed the way that you live or anything like that?
Yeah, it changed my life completely. Not in one moment, but gradually. Yeah, because right now I can say that I'm a believer. I believe in God, and I believe in higher consciousness. I believe actually in everything written in Urantia Book. So I know that some readers they may challenge some parts and some documents, something in the text, but I believe in it completely as it is, because it is how it is. So it changed my life. Right now, I have something I can rely on, because it's probably hard for the people. It's not probably. I think it's really hard for the people like Christian believers to believe in something that that they don't have, that they don't, but they have the Bible. It's probably not a good, not the best example, but despite all the I'll start from the beginning. It changed my life the way I start so right now I have a foundation on which I can rely. It's simple and hard to explain, but probably if you're a believer, you understand what I mean. So Urantia Book helped me to become a believer. Yeah. And as it said in the book, nothing is impossible together with God. So what I want to add is probably that I believe that it should be not so hard for the people, for the humans, to follow the path God planned for us in our life, because God in general don't want us to be stressed too much. So He wants we to progress, and He wants we. I believe that He wants so we progress in a specific tempo. So we don't need to challenge ourselves too much, because the best way we can do this, the way you should follow. Sorry, maybe.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it shouldn't feel difficult in a way because it's like the right step or something. It should feel natural.
Mm.
Well, should we stop there? Do you want to add anything else, or should we stop there?
If you have something to ask.
Well, you moved to Sweden right after the war began, yeah. And I guess it's nice for people who know you to know that you're doing all right, and you've got 3 kids, and you're helping some. You said you have like a reader friend who's in the fighting for Ukrainian military and everything, and you're trying to help send money for their supplies or their Starlink or.
Yeah, well, this is one of the guys we had originally in our association. Yeah, his name is Vitaly. I don't know in which unit he is and where he is right now, but so he asked whether I asked him, how are you? Do you need something? He told me, yeah, we need a vehicle. But then we start collecting money, but then we were not able to collect money for the vehicle. I don't know why, because probably you should be more active, or you should spend more time for these things. Yeah. But then we found the money for the Starlink internet, and now his unit has internet at least. Yeah, I believe everything will be alright with him. So, and one day we'll have a big conference in Ukraine, big Urantia Book conference in Ukraine. So I want to do this. But right now it's hard. I mean, I was really lucky to be able to relocate to Sweden with my kids and family. So I'm trying to do my best here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see what will be in the future.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing your experiences coming to Stockholm. You're just other side of Sweden in that beautiful island outside of Gothenburg, yeah.
Yeah, Swedish people were really friendly. Were really friendly to us, and still is. Sweden is a great country, I believe, but we should have more readers here
Yeah.
in Sweden.
You take a boat every day to work in the morning?
Almost every day, unless I stay home.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thanks, yeah. Thank you, Anton.